DeSantis is not stopping his migrant charters. And Biden world can't do a thing about it. The company that Florida GOP Governor Ron DeSantis used to send dozens of migrants to Martha's Vineyard operates charter flights under approvals granted by federal transportation regulators who have almost absolute power to regulate safety in the skies. But there's probably little the Federal Aviation Administration can do to stop DeSantis from continuing the flights, people familiar with the agency's legal authorities say, even though President Joe Biden and other Democrats have condemned the flights as cruel publicity stunts. The same laws that give the Federal Aviation Administration its vast sway over air safety also restrict its ability to intrude otherwise into the operations of charter companies. And the migrant flights probably don't violate the FAA's regulations, former agency officials say, despite accusations that DeSantis and his operatives violated the migrants' civil rights. The FAA itself has shown little eagerness to join the fray. When asked to discuss the bounds of the agency's authority on DeSantis' gambit, a spokesperson said only the FAA's mission is safety. The agency's parent, the Department of Transportation, referred back to the FAA's statement. The predicament showcases some of the limits on Biden's authority to counter the increasingly brash moves of Republican governors who are sending undocumented immigrants to heavily Democratic communities. Besides DeSantis, governors using the tactic include Greg Abbott of Texas, who has bused thousands of migrants to cities such as Washington, New York and Chicago in recent months, as well as Arizona Governor Doug Ducey. The governors have said they're calling attention to what they charge as the failure of Biden's border policies. A civil rights law firm filed a federal class action suit against DeSantis on Tuesday over the two planeloads of migrants, mostly Venezuelans, who landed on Martha's Vineyard on September 14 after being transported from Texas. Multiple Democratic elected officials have urged the Justice Department to investigate the Florida governor's actions, while Biden has accused Republicans of playing politics with human beings, using them as props. But the FAA is not best equipped to lead that fight, people knowledgeable about the agency say. "I don't see FAA in this at all," said one former agency official, who spoke on condition of anonymity so that he could speak freely about the agency's business. For a charter service to operate, the FAA has to deem its fleet airworthy and the company's maintenance and operations practices adequately safe. Only then does the agency issue a certificate saying it can carry passengers for hire. The DOT must separately issue a certificate saying the company has adequate financial backing to serve consumers. If a charter company flies for hire without either of those approvals, the FAA considers it a rogue operator according to the agency. That doesn't necessarily offer it much leverage over Ultimate Jet Charters, the company that conducted the Martha's Vineyard flights as a subcontractor for VTOL Systems company. Ultimate Jet Charters received federal approval to carry passengers for hire in 1984, according to the National Air Transportation Association, an industry trade group. VTOL, an Oregon-based flight and maintenance training and aviation support services company, received $615,000 from the state of Florida to facilitate the flights. The funds were part of a $12 million budget allocation the Florida Republican-led legislature approved to transport migrants.